Hey, what's going on, everybody? Mood Fam here, and before we get started on the show, I did a video not long ago. It was actually the last video I did about the hard R, and probably won't be mentioning any of the comments on this one, but no, I've really loved everybody's responses to that. Everybody definitely, put a lot of thought into the comments, and that's awesome right there. So I want to thank everybody for that one, and yeah, boom, we're moving right along. So I am the Mood Phantom, and this is, of course, the Mood Fam's horror review. And, of course, I am joined by one of the corn children, Lady Gaga. Lady, you want to say hi?
Hi, everybody.
There it is. All right, so it's been a long time since we've actually done a episode. So, boom, we're going to bust one out here. I'm not going to lie, it's going to be a little longer because there's a lot of catching up to do here. So, before we get started, let's go ahead and talk about our two movies we got. Tonight we're reviewing the. What are you doing back there? Well, you finally make it to the couch. You finally make it to the big couch, and this is how you're acting. My lands. Next week you're back over there. Anyways, yes, the two movies we got is Cabin in the Woods and Prince of Darkness. Boom. So, all right. Well, it wasn't even last week. It was literally like. My God. Yeah, last time we did an episode, I asked the top three. I said, what was your top three favorite part twos in a, horse? How you say that? Horror part twos. Yeah, your favorite horror part two. All right, Jimmy Maggot hit me up, and he said, number 3, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Boom. His number 2, Evil Dead 2. And, of course, number 1, Aliens. Damn good all around right there. Rise THX 1138 said at number 3, Daywatch, which I have not watched any of those yet. I need to actually get on that, but I haven't had a chance to watch any of those. At number 2, he said Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, which that's kind of surprising just because typically when it comes to, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, everybody takes a big shit on it. I liked it. I'm not saying it was great, but yeah, I'm glad to see someone else threw it up there, so yeah. And his number 1 is one of those that it was so close on my top 3, it's ridiculous. It was Hellraiser 2. And yeah, love Hellraiser 2. I love their concept of hell. I think that's just fucking brilliant. I think was it called Hellbound Hellraiser 2? I can't remember. You don't know, do you?
What?
You have no idea what I'm talking about.
No.
You're having your own little show back there, aren't you? Like, you're doing your own thing. Alright. I'm going to let you continue doing your thing. So yeah, thank you. My Bloody Sanitarium. Number 3, he said, Psycho Cop Returns, and I've never seen any of the Psycho Cops either. I've seen the Maniac Cop, one of them. But yeah, he threw Psycho Cop out there. He said number 2 was also Evil Dead 2, and then his number 1 was the original Halloween 2. So yes, thank you for that. Appreciate that. My man 13th Wolfman hit me up, and he threw out at number 3 Child's Play 2. Number 2, I forgot about this movie. Like I watched this movie when I was a kid, freaking loved it. And, you're like crowding me here. Get over that way. It's the hair. It's over there. Over there. A little more. Alright. This is going to be a long show, isn't it? This is going to be a long show. Yeah, sorry. I know. The Phantom's being very unprofessional right now. I'm blaming her, though. His number 2 was a movie I hadn't seen in a long time, but I watched it when I was a kid. I loved it. It was Bloodstone, Subspecies 2. That's the only Subspecies movies I've seen, but you know what? Loved it. I thought it was great, and I hadn't seen any of them since then. I need to actually go back and check those out, but yeah. Number 1, he threw out Old School, Bride of Frankenstein, and yeah, that's another one. I have the entire Frankenstein box set. Like, everybody sees like the Legacy Universal boxes they have, and yeah, it's awesome. It really is. Loved it. And finally, Ghostface Kid 101 hit me up, and he said, now, I ain't gonna lie, with your top 3, I called every one of these. Like, I didn't know what order you'd have these in, but whenever I asked the question, I knew, like, these 3 movies are gonna be here, and I was right. At number 3, he said Chrome Skull, Laid to Rest 2. I have not seen that one yet. He turned me on the first one. He requested that I review Laid to Rest. Watched it at first. I thought it was going to be a big piece of shit. Turned out to be really good. I was shocked. I want to see part 2 now. So, yeah, he threw that one out there. Number 2, Scream 2. And, yeah, that's a damn good sequel. It's what we did last time. Loved it. You guys heard my review then. And then his number 1 was The Collection. And that's another one that he kind of turned. I mean, I was going to watch it anyways because the trailer looked good. But I started talking to the dude on Facebook, and he was just constantly talking about The Collector and how much he looking for The Collection. And we started talking about that, and then it started hyping up for me. Like, I was going to watch it anyways, but I was probably going to wait for it to come out on video. And whenever I heard him kind of hyping it up, I went to the theater. I had to actually travel 15, 20 miles out of town to go see it. But I went to, you know, the bigger city and watched it, and yeah, loved it. And it was actually one of my favorite horror movies of last year. And it got, you know, a shitload of Phantom Award nominations, So yes, thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. Now, this week's top 3 was actually suggested by Ghostface Kid 101, and he said it'd be kind of neat if we did a top 3 where we do our top 3 funny quotes, humorous quotes, if you will, or humorous moments in a horror movie. And oh, dude, I was racking my brain on this one, dude, because I literally got like my entire collection down. And I was just kind of going through like which one would I add, and there's so many brilliant parts, but I narrowed it down to my top 3 humorous parts, or at least humorous to me. Maybe it's not that funny to anybody else, but I thought it was brilliant. At number 3, I threw in Devil's Rejects, and the scene I'm talking about, or the quote, is you know, when Otis and Babies are in the motel room with the captive people, and you know the guy says something, Bill Moseley, you know, Otis Driftwood, he goes, boy, the next words out of your mouth better be some brilliant Mark Twain shit, because it is definitely getting chiseled on your tombstone. Dude, I effing love that. Like, every time I see that, I crack a smile. My number 2 favorite humorous or funny moment, I love the monologue that Jack Nicholson gives in The Shining when he's backing Wendy like up the steps. And I guess my favorite little excerpt from that would be, you know, I think I've said this before, but you know, Wendy, darling, light of my life, you didn't let me finish. I said, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm going to bash your brains in. I'm going to bash them right the fuck in. Dude, I love that. And every time I watch that, I mean, it's not even really a funny part, I guess, but I mean, I find it freaking hilarious. Like, I love it. And my favorite humorous part, I guess, in a horror movie. And close, I'll tell you what a close one was that I really want to add to here. And I thought, once again, one of those lines that I just always smile when I hear it is in From Dusk Till Dawn. This ain't my number, it ain't my number 1, but in From Dusk Till Dawn, when Juliette Lewis asks Quentin Tarantino, you know, where are we going? He goes, Mexico. She's like, what's in Mexico? He goes, Mexicans. Dude, that's just freaking hilarious to me. Like, I thought it was funny as shit. But my number 1 is in The Lost Boys. There's a scene where Sam realizes that Michael has, you know, he's half a vampire now, and he just did a little hand waving through his, you know, halfway depleted body, reflection in the mirror. And he goes, I can't believe it, my own brother, a goddamn shit-sucking vampire. You wait till Mom hears. And then, you know, runs up the stairs. Dude, it's brilliant, and that's probably my all-time favorite, you know, comedic quote in a horror movie. So, I want to know what your guys' top 3s are. You guys know exactly, well, let me ask you a question. You got any funny moments in a horror movie that you thought was kind of funny, or?
Yeah.
Well, share with us. Throw it out there.
Part on well,
just bear with her, people.
Jason got his face cut off, and then the other people didn't even care. They just walked up the steps.
Oh. That was...
And they're kind of creeped out.
It's pretty creeped out?
Yeah.
So that's not really a humorous part,
and,
but you...
well, the girl held on to the boy's leg.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like the boy.
Like that part? That's all good stuff right there. Well, yeah, thank you for your answers right there. So I want to know what your guys' top 3 is. You know, multiple ways to hit me up. You guys can do the video response. I don't have Misery or Natalie Myers. You know, yelling at me about that one. Get that out of the way early. Moviefam7@gmail.com. Of course, private messages. You can leave the comment down below. Or my Phantom friends over on Facebook. Hit me up there. So, yeah. So what do you say? Getting some news now. I guess they just announced that American, you can tell I'm just clearly reading this from the thing here, AIP, American International Pictures, did a lot of, you know, low budget shit back in the day. I guess they're planning like a huge slew of remakes from this company. I'll be honest with you, and I don't want to come off as a horror poser. I don't know any of these. Like I've heard somewhat, but I've never seen any of these, and I couldn't even tell you what they are. This clearly from the titles, you can pretty much tell what most of these are. But here's a list. Here's what they got. We got Girls in Prison, Viking Women and the Sea Serpent, The Brain Eaters, She Creature, Teenage Cavemen, Runaway Daughters, The Undead, War of the Colossal Beast, Cool and the Crazy, and the day the world ended. I want to say the day the Earth stood still. Yeah, yeah. So they're all getting remade soon. Yes, and of course I think I mentioned this before, but I guess they're actually starting production soon. Anchor Bay. I Spit on Your Grave too, and read the synopsis. It's basically like I Spit on Your Grave 1. So I mean, it's like an in-name sequel only kind of thing. Different girl. She's in a town. But anyway, they kidnap her and they take her over to some European country, and she's sold as a slave kind of thing. And then of course she breaks out and then breaks bad. I feel like you're gonna knock this. Let me move this real quick. I feel like you're gonna knock that can over there. All right, but no, I want to say I was really shocked that the remake was. Hey, in my opinion, I think I mentioned this on that last video, but I thought it was better than the original. And I was just really shocked by that. And I think it's just an excellent movie. So I'm really looking forward to it. Even if it is just basically a retrend, it should be pretty good. I mean, I don't know. Of course, Hostel 2 is kind of a retrend of Hostel 1. I didn't like it, so we'll have to wait and see. Some sad news came to us. Jurassic Park 4 pushed back yet again. Are you freaking kidding me? It's never going to happen. We will never see Jurassic Park 4. I won't even see it in my lifetime. I doubt you'll see it in your lifetime, to be honest with you. Jurassic Park 4, it ain't going to happen. They apparently they want to push it back to make it just better or whatnot. And the Jurassic Park movies. You ever seen Jurassic Park? Oh man, you kids today. They just did a re-release, the 3D. Remember Jurassic Park 3D just came out? You don't remember that? Basically, Jurassic Park, it's just basically we bring dinosaurs back. But guess what? They go crazy and they kill everybody. It's awesome. It's freaking awesome. I got the box set over there. We'll have to watch it sometime. It's good stuff. Trust me. And finally, Stephen King. I guess I love Stephen King, but I'm kind of like stuck on his old stuff right now. Like I don't know anything like post 2000 as far as books go. He apparently he wrote a small book called A Good Marriage. Well, they're just now. It's actually starting production on Monday. So, which by the time this comes out, I guess today. But yeah, A Good Marriage, the next Stephen King thing. Read the synopsis. I'll check it out. It's basically, I guess, like this woman, like her husband. I just read this morning. Just insane. Either way, something happens to the husband. I don't know if he's cheating on her or is something. He's going through a scandal. Either way, like she is determined. No, it didn't say what it was. It's like she finds out that her husband has a dark side or whatever, but she's so committed to the marriage that she's just, I don't know, I guess she's going to roll with her or whatever. Yeah, no, I don't know. It's Stephen King. I'm usually, like, 9 times out of 10, that guy does not disappoint for me, so I did say 9 times out of 10. There's a few shitty ones that he's done, but he's actually writing a screenplay for this one, so I thought that was kind of cool, so. Alright, so yeah, since it's been over a freaking month since we've actually done a legit episode, we have missed a lot of new releases that came out in theaters. So I'm going to hit up, these are the April horror movies that you guys already know about or whatever. I'm going to leave one out because I did watch one, and I'll bring that back up here in a minute when I do the movies I just watched segment. So these are the movies that came out in April. All these were limited release. I was kind of pissed about that. One of them is called Six Souls, Julianne Moore, and I know the guy's name John something. Anyways, yeah, he's like a serial killer or something, and she's the doctor, and she's trying to, you know what, it looked boring as shit, and this was like made in 2010, I think, and it just kept getting pushed back, so, yeah, I'm not the only one that thinks it looks like a piece of shit. I love Julianne Moore, though, like, I'm a huge Julianne Moore fan, so, yeah, I don't know, I probably won't check this out, unless, like, someone's like, Phantom, seriously, you need to check it out, it's crazy, but I just doubt that's going to happen. Up next, we got Antiviral, which is more, I guess, sci-fi-ish. David Cronenberg's boy, Brandon Cronenberg, his directorial debut, I think, and he also wrote the script. And you can tell he's definitely his father's boy. I mean, he definitely has like that. You can tell it's going to be kind of body horse, I think. Of course, it's all April. I could be completely wrong, and you guys could be watching this going, Phantom, I'll watch that, and it's not like that at all. Lords of Salem came out. The Lords of Salem. I've been on this forever, and once again, my internet was down, so I hadn't even seen people's reviews. Like, I don't try to backtrack on people's channels. Like, I rarely, and I'm talking very rarely, rewind and, like, check out old videos. I just kind of, I keep it, current. I watch everybody's new stuff when it comes out. Unless it's just like, check out this video and I'll so when I got my computer back, everybody's already done the Lords of Salem reviews, so I don't even know, like, what the general feeling is. And I think it's good that way. I don't really, because, I mean, we were going to watch this. Me, Angel, Maya Angel, the man with no name, Robert Chaney, and just a couple other people were going to go see this movie. We're like, Lord of Salem should be coming to our town, right? No. Limited release, and the nearest one was like literally, like, it was just so fucking far away, it would be ridiculous to drive to. That's how far away it was. And I'm like, really? So Halloween 2 bombed. Who gives a shit? Really? I am sad the fact that Rob Zombie's name alone doesn't push movies anymore. That really saddens me. The fact that they keep pushing, like, Insidious and Paranormal Activity producers on the thing, that kills them. I'm like, really? No, it's Rob Zombie. That's all you need. Apparently not. Of course, the story about that is she's a DJ who moved into a new apartment or something, and she gets a package, and somehow she opens up the, I don't know, I really, these are so long ago that I literally pushed the info out of my head a little bit to make, way for the new one, but when I brought the new one in, they were still kind of there. It's so, and I'm trying to run through this, I really am.
Can I touch my mom?
You know what, you certainly can. You certainly can. Yeah, you want to put on there? And by text your mom, you mean you're texting he who walks behind the rose or something, right?
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Alright, here we go. Wait. Okay, there you go. Yeah, Natalie stays in character more. Anyways, so yeah, Lords of Salem, I can't wait for it to come out. When it comes out on DVD, I'll buy a blind buy, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I just, huge fan of his, so yeah. Boom. And then this one was kind of neat. It was called Eddie the Sleepwalking Cannibal. And it's about this artist who comes back to a small town, and he meets this guy, and I guess the guy's kind of like mental or whatever. But what it is, when this guy falls asleep, he starts sleepwalking. But when he sleepwalks, he starts eating. Like, he just like starts, and of course it's like small animals and shit, like cats and squirrels and whatnot. And this artist guy, I guess he's been on a drive, so he's his teacher. I guess he's like teaching this dude to paint or whatever, but like this awakens like his inspiration, so now he's painting awesome. But then Eddie the Sleepwalking Cannibal starts like eating people, and of course, like, I guess like the caregiver like doesn't really want to say anything, and he doesn't want to say anything. Now he's producing the best art ever. This kind of a quirky little horror. I wouldn't really know if it's kind of horror now. It's like a, I don't know, it's a genre pick from Canada. So yeah, boom. I'll check it out. I don't know. I can see. I probably won't rush out to see it, but if I stumble across this thing, yeah, I'll check it out. All right, so moving on now. I know I left out one big one that came out in April. We'll get to that in a second. Calm down. We've got some movies coming out here in May. Two of them they came out this weekend, I'm pretty sure, and then one of them at the end of the month. The first two is Aftershock, which once again not really quite horror. It's kind of like horror disaster.
Daniel, I don't get this. On Kevin does evil.
Right here?
This is too hard.
Wait, I got the T9 on there. There you go. Try that. So anyways, and she just completely dropped the real name. She dropped the alter ego. That's, my God. I'm beating this kid afterwards, all there is to it. Alright, so in May, we got Aftershock. And basically, these people are partying in Chile, earthquake hits, and then, Eli Roth produced, wrote, and I believe he starred. I think he wrote. I can't remember if he wrote it or not. But dude's like a jack of all trades on this thing. I'll check it out. I'm curious. I really am. Yeah, I definitely want to check this out. I'm already hearing some shit about it though. Like everybody online now is just ripping this one a new one. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'll check it out. No One Lives. WWE Pictures, and I'm tired of WWE Pictures producing shit that doesn't have wrestlers in it. Or at least wrestlers I know. They may have a wrestler, and I haven't watched wrestling in a long time. But I just like the good old days when a big headlining wrestler would be the star of your movie. No One Lives is basically this couple breakdown, and they think they killed the boyfriend, but he comes back and just breaks bad on everybody supernaturally. He's like, pulling shit people up through. I don't know if he's a vampire or if he's just super demon. I don't know. It looks pretty bad. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I have no desire to see this whatsoever. And now and then another one coming out. We'll talk more about this when it actually opens up. The Purge, which, yeah, we'll talk more about that. We're gonna get closer to it. All right, now as for movies that I have seen, horror related, in the past month or so. Not a lot, but I got enough to cover this little segment right here. Let's just get out of the way. Evil Dead. Dude, I wanted to love this movie. I really did. You guys heard me for months talking about it. Like, I want to love this movie. At first I wanted to hate it, and then I wanted to love it. Oh. Alright, well, I walked out like it's okay. I liked it. And it's true, there is like a big chunk in the middle that's awesome, but I'm sorry, the build up to it is fucking boring, and I don't care about any of the people. And then like there's a part, and I don't want to say nothing to give anything away, but people, you've already all seen it, but still, just in case, there's a part, we'll call it the switch, and you know what I'm talking about, that switch. Dude, that's fucking retarded. How he does it, potato fucking defibrillator, really, I don't know, Problem is that main girl was clearly Diablo Cody, alright? She wrote that with herself in her. She's like, this is me, and I'm hurt on the inside. My life's tough, and I'm a junkie, and I lost my parents. Guess what? I didn't give a shit. I was like, really? What the good old days when you just go to the woods and party? That's what I like. I want to see my teens just partying. Now, let's just try to get serious and angsty. No, fuck that. I was just so, whatever. I was like, I hope when that hard R comes from the tree, that it happens to that girl. And I was so happy when it did. That's a tiny spoiler. I was like, yes, if anybody deserves it, it's this little whiny girl right here. And I was just like, oh. Anyways, so at that point, I'm just like, I'm so bored. I'm just like, this is shit. I thought the opening, they had a little openings, like a little background, origin story, whatever. It was retarded. It was horrible CGI. However, once it gets going, once the demons come out, and it really picks up there, and I do like it. I thought from that point, I was like, okay, I'm back in, we're good, and I was like, all right, this ain't bad. Okay, I'm okay, I'm with it, and it was. I mean, gore was excellent, dude. There's a scene, with the, and it is. It's lops up the. It was good stuff, and I really, and then up to the point when we do the. And it's not a sexist thing with me. I don't care if they're trying to make a female lead. I'm okay with that. Horror has had that for years. And the fact that Evil Dead didn't make it, that I don't care, whatever. But it's just the freaking fact that it's the whiniest, weakest character in my opinion, who becomes the hero somehow. And just the fact that how they bring it personally, like, it doesn't make no sense to me. And I know we're supposed to be in a realm where it's like, well, come on, fandom, lighten up. No, F that. I don't know. And overall, and the more I keep thinking about it, it keeps dropping off. Like, I got my little list of the 2013 horror movies I have so we can do the Fan Awards at the end of the year. And it just keeps dropping to me. Like, I'm trying to keep it up, and I can't do it. And then, after it's all over, and don't get me wrong, I mean, the music was really good in this movie. It had a creepy atmosphere. Like, I'll give it that. Like, it looked like it was pretty creepy. In fact, and I was going to do the two movies we picked tonight, Cabin in the Woods, Prince of Darkness. These were going to be the movies I was going to do last time. Like, it was going to be back before my computer messed up. So, and of course, I've already seen Cabin in the Woods before. It's brilliant. But I kept thinking about, like, when I look at, like, the look of it, gave me, like, the thought of, like, Cabin in the Woods the whole time. So when I'm watching this, I'm just, like, I'm comparing to Cabin in the Woods for some reason. Instead of the Evil Dead original, I'm just, like, Cabin in the Woods. And I don't know why, but I was. And so, yeah. And the fact that Cabin in the Woods is just such a better movie all around, I don't know. Anyway, so it's all over, and I thought the ending was, I mean, I don't want to give too much away, but the ending, chainsaw, was freaking awesome. Like, that looked incredible. So it's over, and of course, me and our friends hang around, so that's just what we do. I don't care what movie it is, I will hang out until the credits are done. Like, always, I don't care what it is, I'll do it. Unless, of course, I will ask sometimes, if the movie's really bad, I'll just ask the person, like, hey, is there anything at the end? And most of these kids, that's another thing, if you're working at a theater, you have to know this shit, because literally, like, I'm tired of waiting around for a scene that may not even be there. But anyways, we wait around this, there is a small little thing at the end of Evil Dead, but it makes, like, no sense. and yet it's the best part of the movie. If that makes sense, if you guys see, you know what I'm talking about. And I was like, the only time I clapped in this movie, I'm like, yes, okay, we got it. But it's like, why would you even put that in there? That made no sense whatsoever. I don't know. Evil Dead, I'm not feeling it. I'm sorry. I know, and the thing is, everybody loved it. It's weird, like everybody effing loved this movie. I'm just like, I'm sorry, I just don't. That's just me. I'll be the odd one out here. You guys hate Halloween too. I'll hate Evil Dead. It's okay. The other one I saw though, this movie, which I've been hyping up for months as well, and I finally saw it, rented it, and it was effing awesome. John dies at the end. Oh my god! Oh, it was incredible. It was freaking awesome. Like, and it was just. Sorry, I'm just getting ahead of myself here. John dies at the end. As we know a million times already, but I'll go through the story anyways. There's about these two slackers who come in contact with this mind-altering drug called soy sauce. And when you take this thing, it basically reality kind of crumbles around you. You can just you can see into the future in a way, and it's trippy and bizarre. It's hard to explain. Like, I tried to explain this a million times to people, and I can't. Anyway, they eventually had to save the universe. Incredible. Like, it was funny. Like, I wasn't expected to be as funny as it was. Like, I knew it was going to be kind of cheap. Like, Bubba Hotep was great, and it was funny-ish, but it wasn't, hilarious. I thought this was hilarious. Like, I was laughing through the whole thing. There's a scene, and it's not really much to spoil, because I don't really have anything to do with the plot, where they run up the stairs. Like, there's a demon person in the basement, the snakes are everywhere, and, John freaks out, runs up the stairs, goes for the door, and the door turns into a dong. And it's hilarious. I'm like, and I don't know. It's trippy. Don't get me wrong, the effects aren't the greatest. I mean, it's very low budget, but it's funny. And it actually is kind of, like, I want to trip out and watch this movie. I think that'd be incredible. I think that'd be awesome. Because I'd be on the journey with John and Dave. It'll be John, Dave, and the Phantom traveling the universe. I'm not gonna lie. That's a episode later on in the future right there. So, anyways, yeah, thought it was incredible. Loved it. Just loved it. All right, and the last thing I saw that was kind of horror related. And I didn't even bring it up when it came out because I just felt like it wasn't. But the more I watched it, I was like, it was really good. And it was, finally a spoof that is funny. But it actually isn't like a stupid spoof like we've been seeing in recent years. Like those two faggots that do the disaster movie, epic movie, meet Spartan, that shit. I hate that. I hate those two guys. They should die of, they should be shot in a theater. I'm just going to come out and say it. If I'm pushing the boundaries, I'm sorry. They should be raped and then shot in a theater. Sorry. They're horrible, and I just hate the fact that everybody buys the money and buys the tickets, and then they just keep getting richer and making shittier movies. But A Haunted House, Marlon Wayans, surprisingly really good. We had I rented it. I wanted to check it out. Trailer looked kind of and I was like, but you know what? This has got to be better than Scary Movie 5. And I'm sure of that. Like, I'm sure if I watch Scary Movie 5, I'm just gonna be like. Haunted House is really good. I mean, they kind of brought old school references. Like, there was a couple of Blair Witch references, which I thought was kind of. I love watching spoof movies that they can reference shit that just didn't happen in the last 3 or 4 weeks. That's all the other two guys do. They just reference what comes out this summer. We'll reference it, and then that's the movie. That's it. There's no plot. Just this one was. I mean, I thought it was funny. The bald guy, I can never pronounce his last name. David Crockner. The comeback, sorry for that reference, it's a bad reference. Anchorman, and he's in Final Destination 5. Funny dude, he was great in this. I thought he was hilarious. Nick Swartzen does his annoying bit. I wasn't too big on Nick Swartzen, but Marlon Wayans, he did really good. It kind of surprised no other Wayans was attached to this at all. Not even writing, producing, nothing. That was kind of weird. Yeah, Mandingo Party, so that was funny as shit. I don't know. I was just pleasantly surprised, and I recommend it. I think y'all check it out. So John does at the end. Haunted House. Check them both out. All right, we're gonna hit some comments now. Boom. We got first of all, last time you saw me on the episode, I busted out this chart when I was trying to decipher the Final Destination 2 thing. And Jimmy Maggot's I love the idea that you actually put thought into this and you got a chart, and it's not supposed to actually put thought into it. It's just the fact that I have no life, and that's pretty much what it boils down to. Is the Phantoms is basically I'm doing my show and I'm like, I'll make a chart. But thank you, I do appreciate that, and I definitely did did what I could. So and then and keeping with that, 30 Wolfman kind of answered my question. I ain't gonna go through that whole speech again because it'll make my head hurt. But basically the answer was the kid wasn't really a part of the original. I guess, vision that she had on the freeway. So he's kind of, an independent. And I mean, he explained it better than that. And when he explained it, it made sense to me. I was like, oh, you're right. So thank you, 13th Wolf Man. You know your shit. I say that all the time, but it's true. You know your shit. And I knew you had my back. I knew if I get myself in a horror hole that you would help me. You would throw your hand down, I'd grab it, you pull me up. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I got 3 questions here from the Ghostface Kid 101. First one was, which horror villain would I want to fight? Face off with, knowing that I'm going to die anyways. And that changed it up right there. So I'm like, holy shit, no one will die anyways? Like, if I could take like one to go up against, it'd be like, I don't know. I guess like Jack Nicholson from The Shining, because I'd just be like, I just ain't going to the hotel. And he's like limping. He's just like, Phantom, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm going this way. However, I'm more thinking about it, I'm like, if I'm going to die anyways, I'm going against Dracula. Boom, because I get all this turn into a vampire, and aside from the Twilight bullshit, vampires are pretty cool. So, yeah, I'll go up against Dracula if I have to pick one. Like, I don't want to go up against, like, because I always said, like, the last question was, how would I want to die in a horror movie? And I always said it had to be quick and painless. And, granted, like, Jason and Michael Myers, they do quick, painless kills. They also do really fucked up kills, and I don't want to be a part of that shit at all. And since I can't pick the way I'm going to die, I don't want to take a chance, I mean, I may get my head lopped off with a machete, and that'd be awesome, but I could get, like, a weed whacker in the groin and then bleed out, and I don't want that shit either, so... Yeah, so Dracula. And then if he does kill me, I feel like he'll just rip my heart out or something like that. And I feel like it'll be kind of shitty, but at the same time, I'll be in that little trance. Like he'll look me in the eye, and I'll be like, oh, Dracula. And and I'm like, oh, Dracula. Oh, weak. And I'll die. So, his next question was, what's my favorite underrated slasher? And that's a tough one because it seems like no matter how underrated a movie is, it has its following, no matter what. And it's not really, and then it's like not really considered underrated anymore. And I'll be honest, I didn't really have an answer. Like I was scouring my collection, I was kind of remembering everything. And all I can think of is Silent Night, Bloody Night, or was it Silent Night, Deadly Night? Which one did I review? Okay, this is very unprofessional. I'll be right back. Got it over here. Gaga, do something for the camera. Yeah. Don't throw my phone at me. What's wrong with you? Silent Night, Bloody Night.
I wasn't doing anything.
You wasn't doing anything? Silent Night, Bloody Night. Yeah, that's the only I think when I did a review, I explained it. Like I kind of bought the box set. The box set was getting pretty weak at that point. Popped that in and loved it. Another one would be Don't Look in the Basement. Kind of the same thing. Slasher, I guess it'd be more Silent Night, Bloody Night. I guess would fall more slasher than the other one, but yeah. But because everything else, I mean, like I said, when you think it's like underrated, it's really not. Everybody's like, that's not underrated. It's brilliant, So I'm trying to go obscure with it, I guess. So that's my answer right there. I hope that works for you. And then he said, what's your favorite movie, horror film from the '80s? And The Shining, without a doubt. Like, don't have to think twice about that. Yeah, knew that right off the bat. So thank you guys, I appreciate that. Now if you have any other questions, not just for me, maybe for some of my guests, other guests I've had, and it don't even have to be horror related, anything you want to know. Sorry, burped a little bit there. You know how to hit me up, my Phantom friends over on Facebook, boom, leave me a question there. moviefam7@gmail.com. Leave that comment right down below. Video response or personal messages. So yeah, any of the above, you can ask anything you want. Alright, I can see you're getting kind of bored, so let's get to the reviews. We'll get these 2 reviews knocked out, and then we'll be done. Sound good? Alright. Alright, so up first we got Cabin in the... What?
When did my mom will take me back? I text about,
Did you do it right? Send it right?
yeah, but okay. Did I do it?
Yeah, you sent it. Ha, she's ignoring you. That's funny. Alright, so anyways, up first we got from 2011, Cabin in the Woods. Is that hearing that right? Huh. We reviewed it last year? Or I guess it made in 2011, released 2012, I guess. I don't know. Cabin in the Woods. That's the information I have, people. Don't crucify me if it's wrong. Basically, and this is kind of a hard one to kind of sum up quickly, just because, without giving anything away, I don't want to give anything away because it really is just a brilliant movie. So basically, these teens go to the woods, the cabin in the woods, However, it's not quite what it seems, and you got some puppeteers, if you will, pulling some strings for a certain reason. And I can't really say any more than that. I mean, you see the trailer. I mean, that's all I can really give without giving anything away. I'll say right now, I love this movie. When it first came out, I thought it was freaking brilliant. I even mentioned it on here when it came out, when I watched it. Yes, I thought it was, without throwing the word spoof around too much on this show, which I thought we've already done, it's kind of lampooning the horror genre, but like in a serious way. Like, it's lampooning it, at the same time, it's also kind of a scary movie in a way. I'm not saying scary, but I mean, you know what I mean, it's still kind of like a good horror movie. So yeah, when you look at it in that light, it's brilliant because of that. Yeah, not getting too much away. I gotta say right now, Richard Jenkins and Brad Whitford are effing. In fact, they got my nominations for Best Supporting Actor, and it got shot down during the FAM Awards. But that's the great thing of FAM Awards; everybody's included on it. However, yeah, I thought they were brilliant, and I watched it this time around. It was even better. Like, I just kind of caught more, I guess, and I thought it was just hilarious. I just love the opening, how it's just like this most mundane fucking conversation about how like they childproof their cabinets, and it's just banter. And as they're driving along, it just cuts real quick. It's just like, or it doesn't cut, it freeze frames, and then cabin in the woods, and it's just like, that's the funniest place you'd put that at. Like, typically you put that after a first kill, or after you see the monster rise up. No, it's like just two white collar dudes talking, cabin in the woods, and I was like, that's brilliant. I love it. Yes, once again, can't give much away, but like, when you find out why. Because at first, I remember when I first watched it, I thought I knew why. Like, I had my perception of it. I always come out and say, I thought they were making real horror movies. I thought they were like making like real snuff, I guess, but with a horror twist. I thought that's what it was. And it wasn't like that at all. There's a whole different thing behind it. However, yeah, I mean, I hate reviewing movies that are just brand new because I hate spoilers. I hate watching reviews of spoilers, so I don't want to be that guy. No, I'm just going to say this right now. Check it out. It did win FAM Award. It's a FAM Award-winning horror movie for Best Screenplay, and it deserved it. I mean, it really is a very smart, intelligent script. And I kind of feel like it was underplayed when it opened up. I kind of feel like it didn't really catch on. Like I guess it sort of caught on until it came out on DVD. But it seems like whenever it came out theaters, it just kind of came and went. Yeah, I mean, I think the whole movie's good, but to me, the real movie is all the stuff in the control room. I think that's just brilliant. That in and of itself is brilliant. I love seeing the different, this ain't really trying to give too much away, but the different creatures, I guess, or different monsters, or whatever you want to call them at the end. I thought that was brilliant. The Harbinger in the beginning, when they get him on the speakerphone twice, that is brilliant right there. I don't know. Yeah, I can't say too much about this without giving it away, because I'm going to spoil the shit out of the next movie. Yes, Cabin in the Woods, please check it out. I mean, I'm going to contact people at Lionsgate, but you need to put the Phantom Award sticker right there on your fucking DVD. That's all I want to say right there. So, alright, so up next we've got Prince of Darkness, 1987, John Carpenter. Okay, I have not seen this movie in over a decade. Like, I was in junior high last time I saw it, and I loved it. Like, if you would have asked young Phantom, like, what are your favorite John Carpenter movies? It would have been Big Trouble in Little China, and The Thing, or Prince of Darkness. And The Thing was probably up there too. It wasn't until later on that, like, Halloween instantly just skyrocketed. I mean, I'd seen Halloween 4. I guess I didn't really appreciate it much as a movie, I guess. I don't know, to me, when I thought of John Carpenter, I thought of Prince of Darkness and Big Trouble in Little China. And Escape from New York. Those were my top 3 back then. And, yeah, Prince of Darkness I've always loved. I thought it was scary. And I will say that. I thought when I was younger, that was a scary-ass movie. Like, I jumped all the time. Even after I watched it once, I'd watch it the second time. I'd still jump, And I haven't watched it in so long that I was afraid to watch it. Because I do that so much where I'll watch something that I'm just like, this movie's great. I remember when I watched it, and then I watched it again, I'm like, oh, this movie isn't that great at all. Like, I was just a dumb kid then. So I was afraid to watch this movie again. And I was like, no, it's time to face your fears, Phantom. It's time to watch Prince of Darkness. And I'll tell you right now, it's still fucking awesome, and it's still creepy. Oh, okay. The basic, what I love about this is they take, it's religion, but it's kind of mixing a little sci-fi in there as well, because they kind of talk about how Christ was like this extraterrestrial, and how, Satan was cast out, and they basically imprison him in this canister thing, but he's not really imprisoned, it's a locking mechanism on the inside. But anyways, these like a little sect of the church decided like the Brotherhood of Silence decided to keep it a secret and keep this canister hidden. I guess in L.A. is where this movie takes place. Kind of a weird place to, I don't know. Anyways, but they keep it in this church for centuries, like literally just forever. And yeah, and what happens is when this, like the last priest that knows about it dies, it kind of passes on to Donald Pleasance, who is he plays a priest, and in turn he kind of gets this physics teacher, Victor Wong, who Egg Shen from Eternal China, and he was also the grandfather on Three Ninjas, and and he was in Tremors, King Cobra, and no, not Pat Moriarty. Anyways, he gets him, and you know, and of course he gets his students in there, and they're just trying to figure out what the hell's in this canister. They don't know none of this shit right now. Right now, it's all kind of a mystery to them and us. It's a slow burning process. I remember even as a kid, I thought it was kind of slow, but I think now, because I loved it then, and I thought that was just, I was like, man, this is a lot of talking. But now I'm like, man, it's brilliant. Like it's perfectly paced. It's building up, and it does. I mean, you start seeing. For one, they kind of give out each character their own little personality. He gives Carpenter paced it perfectly, and he gets it, you know, where it kind of fleshes them out a little bit starting off. Not cheesily done, not contrived. It's just it works. However, you start seeing little things like bugs, a lot of bugs in this thing, and the homeless people are acting weird. And of course, there's like this weird eclipse thing going on. So you can already tell if you're paying attention, which ain't hard to do because he doesn't try to hide it. He shows it. You know, something's going down. Could it be the end of days? We don't know. They get everybody in there, and there's other people from the class. It's just the class, the professor, the priest, and then they got like this other doctor, and they got like another science group come in. From there, you know, and once again, the story is brilliant, and then it kind of goes into zombie mode, where like this water from this canister, who is just the Prince of Darkness. Look what I'm saying right now. It's the Satan's son. Is Satan's son Prince of Darkness? I guess it would be. The King of Darkness would be Satan, Prince of Darkness would be the son, I don't know. The water gets into, like, this girl, and then she can kill people, and then, like, as she spits in her mouth with the water, they become, like, demons, too. And so it turns into a zombie-type thing, which is always perfect, but then they can't escape, and it becomes, like, a siege-type thing, because now, if they try to escape, the homeless people, with the head homeless guy played by Alice Cooper, he also did a song for the soundtrack, will fucking kill him. And they're just, and they're creepy. It is creepy. Like the first time when the first guy leaves, like before anything's wrong, the guy leaves, he sees a bird crucified for one, which is just weird anyways. And then he looks over, you see Cooper emerge from the shadows, and he grabs like this little bike frame, and it's kind of goofy looking. He picks up this like this, but you're still like, dude, I wouldn't fuck with this guy. And you're like, turn around and run. And he tries, but guess what? At that point, the rest of the homeless people have blocked off his other way. And now, you know, he's just there with Cooper. And of course, Cooper fucks his world up. And this happens several times. They try to escape, and they can't. One scene in particular I thought was really crazy. I remember even as a kid, it really, like, I was like on the edge of my seat, heart pounding, is when it's during the daytime, and there's an alley, and they're looking out there, and the guy from Simon & Simon decides he's going to jump out of the window and try. I guess he's just going to see if he can make it out. But as soon as he jumps out, because the whole time there's homeless people on this side of the alley and people on this side, and as soon as he jumps out, boom, here they come. And dude, you're like, get back up there, and the whole time like he's like hesitating. You're like, no, get up there. And of course he finally. And dude, it is a really suspenseful scene. Like I don't know, and even now I'm just like, man, because if I was in that situation, I'm fat as shit. I'm dead. That's all there's. I wouldn't have that. I'd be like. I can't get up there, oh, I'm screwed, and then I need to be torn apart. Another thing that I thought was very creepy about this, and for some reason, it creeps me out now. Like, and I'm talking about, like, literally creeps, like, it scared me a little bit. The Dream. Oh my god, dude, something about that just messes with me. It's like it's like a radio transmission in a way, or I guess like a video transmission. It's being beamed directly into their heads. They all have the same dream. And what happens is, it's just basically you hear the voice like, this is not a dream, this is a vision, and it's panning, and of course there's a church that they're in. And the first 2 or 3 times you see this dream, there's this weird dark figure. Is it Jesus, or is it the Prince of Darkness? I don't know, but he's standing there, and dude, it's creepy, and the voice is distorted, And it reminds me now of the voice from the Mothman Prophecies, which also freaks me out a little bit. Like, that voice is just creepy. I guess it's like aliens who are like, I don't know. There's something going on. I don't want to say they're evil. I don't know. It creeps me out a little bit. I'm not going to lie. For some reason, it strikes a chord in the fandom. I'm just like, and it's weird. And then what happens is, the main girl sacrifices herself, I guess like Jesus did. Plunges herself into the mirror. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't watched the fucking movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyways, when the main guy has the dream, boom, instead of that dark figure, it's the girl standing there. And then she even does the little, you know, and it's still creepy. Like, I don't know. It has that signature classic Carpenter music score, if you will. I think it was written by Carpenter too. I think he used Martin Quatermass as a, what do you call it, pseudonym? Is that what you call it? Yeah, whenever, like, Richard Bachman is the Stephen King. I think he used that, like, you know, he was just like, you know, I definitely, I mean, I got my internet back, but I haven't been researching shit. I've literally just been, like, catching up on stuff. So, I'm pretty sure he used that. I think Carpenter wrote this too, but dude, I thought it's brilliant. Like, I don't know how it did box office wise, dude, but I think it's like one of his best movies. It's still high on my list. Like, as of right now, like, I have to kind of redo my John Carpenter list, but I don't know, man. Thought it was brilliant. So yes, I highly recommend both movies: Cabin in the Woods, Prince of Darkness. I keep on saying They Live because I don't know. Because kind of, I guess, you know, aliens, whatever. But no, both movies are just effing phenomenal. So, have you seen either of these movies yet, or Cabin in the Woods?
I wouldn't listen to it.
You wouldn't listen to any of it, would you? You're off in your own little world back here. All right. Well,
I'm bored.
You're bored. Yep. See, look at this. The kids. You know, at least they speak the truth. I will say that. I think you're like a lot of people out there. I think they hear me talk for the first 5 minutes, and they're like, "He's saying something interesting," and then after that, they're like, "Oh, this is boring as shit," and then they turn it off.
And then, yeah.
You think they turned it off by now?
Yeah, I want to be done.
You want to be done? You know what? I think we're going to wrap it up right now. How about that? Sound good to you? All right. You got anything to add?
What?
Got anything to add?
Bye.
There it is. So for Lady Gaga on the movie Phantom, check out both those movies, and we're out of here. So.
Oh, yeah. My brother don't want to come, and Haley, so.
All right.
On here.
All right. Hey, we're out of here. Bye.